Hope everyone is doing great today. Today is the 29th of June, 2022. So we'll do a stock market recap and look at some news as well. Here you can see a heat map for today of the S&P 500. You can see healthcare was somewhat pretty green today, and then energy was all red. Energy is seemingly always green or always red, somewhat. Today it was red, unfortunately, by a fair amount. Exxon was down 4%, interestingly, off of that deal. In the previous video, we looked at it with Whitecap. They sold, well, we can look at it briefly here. As you can see, I really like the deal for Whitecap. I'm a Whitecap shareholder, so I personally really like it, even though we're down 6% on the day. It's whatever. Anyways, so yeah, you can see everything a little bit here. It's pretty mixed, lots of red and green, about half and half. You can see Apple was up, Microsoft was up 1%, Nvidia down 3.43. We'll get into Nvidia later a little bit actually anyways, but S&P pretty much finished unchanged, just down 0.07%, didn't really move at all today. Pretty low volume day for it, looks like, as you can see here, about half of the average volume. We're just kind of, well, we're sitting actually about 1,000 points below the 52-week range. You can look at the S&P TSX. I like to look at it since I'm up in Canada here. For those who don't know, we've been actually outperforming the S&P a lot until recently. It's kind of taken an interesting turn just really recently. It's been interesting to see. You can look at the NASDAQ, pretty much unchanged as well. But you can see its performance over the past 5 years. And the Dow finished up actually 0.27. Hardly any movement at all, really, though, and seemingly all, well, somewhat below average volume. NASDAQ was somewhat there, but anyways. Look at Shopify. They executed their, I believe it was a 10-to-1 stock split or something along that. But as you can see, their stock price is a lot lower all of a sudden, but that's because they did a stock price. And unfortunately, the market did not like it at all, it seems. They have, well, obviously, if you've been following Shopify, they've taken quite a hit. It's been really, really bad for them. Obviously, nothing's really been updated yet here, as you can see, but they've taken quite a hit. I think they're down, like, I can't, don't quote me at all here, but like 70-some% from their high. It's been really unfortunate for them. So let's get into some news here more. Three Arrows Capital, they've been in the news somewhat recently. You know, they've basically gone bankrupt and stuff, and apparently they are liquidating. So yeah, feel really bad for investors there. And Three Arrows part has been around for quite a while, apparently. Like, they've withstanded quite a few of these crypto winters, but obviously, you know, the magnitude of this crypto winter has definitely had some shockwaves. So it's, you know, it's unfortunate to see very much, but I think this is just the beginning of it. Obviously, we've seen FTX kind of bailing out a few companies here and there and trying to keep them afloat, but I think we're just seeing the beginning of it. We can have a look at Bitcoin here. BTC. It's sitting at, oh, it's Canadian. We'll look at USD, so it just makes more sense there, everyone. 20,000. We'll look at the chart here just for reference. Also in the news, who was it? Oh, I can't remember their name, but company that holds crypto, it's really famous for it. They bought a lot of more Bitcoins recently. Interestingly, they're I think what's it called, MicroStrategy or something like that. Pardon me, I can't remember the name, but they bought a lot of Bitcoin, and they're holding like all of their Bitcoin in about 30K USD or so. So they are technically underwater on that. MicroStrategy, it's called. There we go, MicroStrategy. You can see, look at Ethereum as well here. That's really, again, if you're going to invest in crypto, I would really only do Bitcoin and Ethereum, but really Bitcoin because they have the capped amount. I've kind of spoken on that a little bit, but anyways, we'll have a look at Nvidia here, because it hit a 52-week low today, as you can see. Hit a new 52-week low. Unfortunately, it's had quite a tumble since the peak here. We'll also look at some more 52-week low stocks, another semiconductor one, AMD. As you can see here, new 52-week low. It didn't close at one, but it just hit it again with NVIDIA. I don't think it closed. I don't know if it closed at one, but it hit it nonetheless. PayPal as well, new 52-week low. Nike finished up after the big down day yesterday, as you can see here. We finished up though today slightly, but it still managed to hit a 52-week low. So, but well, just more reason to have a look at it. Again here, Cleveland Cliffs hitting a 52-week low. If you follow CNBC, you'll know what's his name. Jim Lebenthal, Farmer Jim, is a big holder of that. He's a big, well, somewhat bull on it. Fortunate to see for him, and well, just in general, I like Cleveland Cliffs. It's got a super low PE and whatnot, but it's come down a fair amount clearly here. Looking at crude, as we can see here, gasoline is down again. That's very interesting. Won't give me a little, well, somewhat, but gasoline down quite a lot today. Interesting. That's very interesting to see. WTI was just down 2%. I mean, to me, it's not much at all. Again, I'm a heavy investor purely in all these oil stocks here. Here's a few of them that I own. We'll get to them later, but yeah, you can have a look at oil. Down day, but we're still very, very, very high. And look at that. Oil likely to hit 200. Just a few headlines here. If you want to have a peek at it, I really like this site. And then Whitecap after their deal today, unfortunately finished down 6%. I figured they'd be down. I said 5%, last night. When the news broke, they'd probably be down 5%. And while all of energy was down, like pretty much the same, look at Crescent even down worse. And then XLE down 3.48. And then Canada's one down 3.9. So it outperformed some mid-cap energy stocks, but clearly down. Kind of sucks. Definitely a lot of volume today, understandably so. I love it. Gives us a lot more natural gas exposure, which is important. I'm a very big oil bull, but at the end of the day, you kind of need to diversify. And I think you got a really good deal here. And they also, most importantly, people aren't talking about this, to raise dividend by 22%. But most importantly, they gave us a plan and an outline to get to 75%. You'll notice I'm almost pounding on the table here, but they gave us a plan that they're going to get to 75% payout to shareholders. I'm literally pounding on the freaking table here because that's so awesome. I love it. They gave us a plan. They gave us clarity and how they're going to achieve it. And I love it. They're going to give us 75%. You can look into it. They gave us a full capital plan outline, and they're going to be increasing the dividend again. I think I'll have to, I can't remember exactly, but if you read into this here, you can see everything specifically this. I won't, get into it because I can't remember the exact details, even though I've read it twice. I'm just too excited about it, but love the deal, really do. And they, most importantly though, they gave us a plan, and it's to get the 75% free cash flow. Eric Nuttall was talking about it on BNN this morning, and it's interesting. He wasn't super happy about the deal, even though he specifically said 75% cash flow. And actually, if you look at what is 9 Point Holdings, if you look at his funds, because what he said he doesn't like is that it defers the payout to shareholders, which I love Eric Nuttall, I hugely agree with him, but here I have to disagree. Look at because he said that he likes companies that are specifically returning capital to shareholders now. He wants to see 75% specifically right now. He said nobody's near that here, but Whitecap just announced that they're going to get to 75%. No companies have been like OBE. I've showed it before, have not. They won't give me any information yet on a capital plan. Crescent Point hasn't. Well, they've announced some stuff, but it's not nearly at 75% yet. And Whitecap announced a clear plan, and they gave all sorts of details and stuff. But anyways, if you look here, my point is, and he also said that it's a natural gas play, and he's a huge oil bull. But if you look at, this is his fund, Eric Nuttall, he was the guy speaking and stuff. ARC is largely a natural gas company. Athabasca will not be achieving their debt targets until 2023, and they have no return to capital to shareholders whatsoever right now. Same with Baytex. Well, they're doing, mind you, I take that back, they are doing buybacks, but there is no dividend. I believe Athabasca is not doing buybacks yet. Don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure, but there is no dividend and they're not achieving their debt targets until I believe 2023. Baytex is largely rebuilding their balance sheet a lot. They've said so literally themselves that they're just rebuilding the balance sheet, but they are doing buybacks. And you can see, well, I'm not entirely super familiar with the rest, but those his top three holdings, I am somewhat pretty familiar with. So just, touching on Eric Nuttall there, I really like him, but I have to disagree with him on here on the Whitecap deal. I love it. I do. I really do. You can look into the deal yourself, but I really love it a lot. So I'm excited for it. And I bought some more Whitecap today. I can say it's a down day for sure on it. I'm hoping we'll look at, I like to show Canada's energy fund here, or energy index, because I'm up in Canada here, so this is what I invest in. I also just really like the TSX energy companies, specifically the mid caps. But if we look here, unfortunately, we had a down day today after we had, I believe, 3 days in a row of up days since we had the big washout day. It was down 6% once we got to this point. And we had, you can see 3 days here, and then today we had the down day. I somewhat figured once I was, the main thing is we put 3 big days in a row together. We got pretty much where we were before here somewhat. And then when I was kind of expecting, maybe a down day today, because we had, 3 huge days in a row, and it's just, energy has been super volatile lately. But I really feel, again, like it's just a place to be, and we may go down tomorrow, but in the long run, in the short run, even medium, long run, oil is just a place to be. We're definitely going to be making new highs here. It's literally just a matter of time. In my mind, oil, again, is just a place to be. You want to look at the XLE here. This is in America. It's a little bit different, but yeah, pretty much the same. But I personally, I just really like energy as a whole, but I personally just love like all these TSX Whitecap mid caps. Well, they're also like these guys are NYSE listed, as you can see here, OBE, super low PE. Reason I love them is because they have a lot of drills going in. They've had it going in since October of 2021. They've been drilling a lot. Recently, they basically increased their capital plan and stuff. So yeah, so we basically have a lot of drills going in, and I think this price of oil was here to stay for a long time. And they also locked in a lot of those drills at much lower prices before inflation. So it's up 7%, interestingly, in after hours. It's interesting to see. It's crazy, but somehow not surprising because it's very volatile. But anyways, you can see here, very low PE. And my point is with OBEs is that they're going to have all these drills going in now, and they've had it going in since October of 2021. And the price of oil is here to stay for a very long time. There was a good note about RBC. I think I might make a video about it. There was a big note about RBC today. Just basically saying the same thing that I've been saying about oil, that the high prices is very much here to stay. And they'll have the high price of oil in 2023, and they'll have all those drills in now, and obviously it'll ramp up production. It's, we're going to make a ton more money. It's really the place to be. Oil, for sure. We'll look at Crescent here just briefly, down 7%, 7.6, very volatile day. Pretty much following the XEG. It's definitely, it's more volatile than that to the upside and downside, but that's whatever. And then, yeah, so we'll just have a little look at the S&P heat map again briefly. Look at the S&P. So again, pretty much finished break even. I believe tomorrow is the big inflation reading, so that's probably why we kind of finished here. So yeah, not too sure what is really going to happen. It all depends on the economic data. Like I said yesterday, highly dependent on the economic data. What is going to happen? I wouldn't bet on it at all. I don't know what's going to happen. You can have projections and stuff, but again, anything can happen, especially, these days. The economic data has been very surprising to the downside, not very good for the market, we'll say. So I definitely wouldn't trade it either way. I just wait till we can get more clarity again here on inflation. And also of note, Jerome Powell was speaking today. He had a very interesting thing to say. I think I'll make a little, maybe I'll make a video on it again. I know I'm near the end here of the video, but basically what he said is that they're going to push interest rates until they can get inflation, even if that means basically throwing the economy into a recession or breaking something, then that's what they have to do. They said, he's basically just saying again that we are going to raise interest rates until inflation is under control, and a large part of inflation is oil and food, which he also knows, to his credit, though we obviously know they can't control the supply side, or well, somewhat the demand side for oil and food. Obviously, you need both of those. But anyways, that's just of note today. So hope everyone is doing great. Maybe was speaking a little bit fast there, but I kind of just want to get these videos somewhat fast, keep them relatively 10 minutes or so. If you have any thoughts on that by chance, just let me know and subscribe too. So hope everyone's doing great, and yeah, have a great day, everyone.